Guys, no boxing on Saturday night. So we're going to get caught up on all of the other things that are being talked about in the business, including Oscar's Clapback Thursday regarding the California State Athletic Commission and the California government. We'll talk about that, as well as the 5 judges who are going to be scoring the WBC Grand Prix in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And guys, did you see Paulie Malignaggi versus Tyler Goodjohn? Holy cow, what a bloodbath. Anyway, guys, we'll talk about all of this and more on the latest edition of WaraWeek Boxing.
Proudly presents Big Time Boxing USA on WaraWeek Radio.
Guys, happy Saturday night. Welcome. Guys, look, I have to tell you, I don't even know what to say about BKB, Paulie Malignaggi versus Tyler Goodjohn. That was absolutely brutal. Like, both those guys just beat the shite out of each other. And, you know, Paulie, as pillow-fisted as he seems in boxing, just put some damage, put some hurt on Tyler Goodjohn, winning a split decision victory over 5 rounds of brutal action in which both guys hurt each other. And guys, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out as soon as this show's finished. It was I have to tell you, there must be an easier way to make a living for Paulie. Like, this is a guy who was didn't really get hurt a whole lot in his career. But man, oh man, his entire forehead got split open like a tomato. It was absolutely brutal. But guys, we're going to talk about a lot here tonight, right? And we're going to be in it for the long haul. I'm trying to stay up to see my brother Thomas Triber in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He's going to be emceeing or announcing the Grand Prix from the WBC. And this is the night that they're going to try out the 5 judges. That's right, I said it, 5 judges. So we'll see what happens, guys. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be taking place at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, 2 a.m. Central. We're going to try to stay out midnight on the Pacific. We'll see how successful I am in staying up, guys. But I've got my guitar, and I've got several things I want to talk about. So, guys, join me if you can. I'm going to put down the link, as I always do. Guys, chop it up with me. Happy Saturday to all of you. And, Eric, good to see you, my friend. Happy Saturday to you. Yeah, Paulie, it would seem, is a glutton for punishment because even though he won, man, he was busted up like Rocky Balboa. And dude, I felt so bad for him. His hands look so tiny, but he still busted up these guys. Like he still busted up this guy. He busted him up enough to win. And Anthony Mazzano, good to see you, my friend. But yeah, it was brutal. Absolutely brutal, guys. And if you haven't already, guys, please hit the like button. So we're going to start things off. Well, I'm gonna play this anyway. This is kind of funny, but I'm gonna play this anyway.
Terrible fan takes on Twitter/X.
Because I'm always giving Eddie Hearn grief. But this is really cool, guys. And this is a spoof on Jerry Maguire. Was nominated for several Oscars. Cameron Crowe's masterpiece. Based on kind of a true story. And this is their take on it. This is really hilarious. So I'm going to pull it to big screen so you guys can see this. And here it goes. You ready? Here it goes.
Eddie, the thing is, I don't think no one's looking out for Ben.
Just Ben, just tell me, what can I do for you?
Let me tell you, this is what you're going to do for me. It's very personal and it's a very important thing.
What?
Show me the money. Hey, you hear that, Eddie?
Yeah, I'll show you the money.
Not show you, show me.
I'll show me the money.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Say it with me, Eddie.
Show me the money.
Come on, Eddie. You can do better than that.
Show me the money.
Yo, I got Frank Warren on the other phone. Let me hear you say it.
Show me the money.
Yeah, louder.
Show me the money.
You gotta yell that shit, Eddie.
Show me the money.
I need to feel you, Eddie.
Show me the money.
You better yell.
Show me the money.
I love Ben Whitaker.
I love Ben Whitaker.
Do you love this black man?
I love Ben Whitaker.
I love black people.
I love black people.
Who's your motherfucker, Eddie?
You're my motherfucker.
What are you gonna do, Eddie?
Show me the money.
Congratulations, you're now my promoter.
Look, guys, I give Eddie Hearn grief all the time, but that was a stroke of genius. Absolutely beautiful. And that was a take on and an homage of sorts to Cameron Crowe's masterpiece back in 1996, nominated for several Grammys, or nominated for several Oscars, and that was Jerry Maguire. Originally portrayed or played out by Cuba Gooding Jr., who won an Oscar that year for Best Supporting Actor, and obviously Tom Cruise. But I have to say, that was brilliant. That was really, really well done. And I never expected that for a second. Adam, brother, see you, my friend. Hold on. There you are. See you, brother. Oh, well, I wish I could, wish I knew what bar you were at this evening. But I hope wish you could join us. All right. Sorry about that, guys. No, my mic wasn't mute. It just, I needed to go to my hotspot. Let me go ahead and do that right now so we don't have this problem again. Chihuahua. I'm really sick of this. Did I get a free toaster for my, I got my guitar, but I will say this, man. Eric, yeah, Eddie Hearn. That was really, really cool. It was a brilliant homage to a really, really great movie. Once again, it's Cameron Crowe. Has made brilliant movies. Guys, his best movie, in my opinion, is Almost Famous. If you guys haven't seen that, and if you're a lover of music as I am, that is the story of Cameron Crowe, actually. And he's married to Nancy Wilson of Heart fame, or at least he was when he made all these movies. And so, yeah, great stuff, guys. Great stuff. I'm a huge cinephile as well. So, anyway, let's try this again. Let's do drop the link. If you guys want to join me, that's cool. Joe, realistically, Anthony Manzano, my nephew, good to see you, man. He says, Joe, realistically, how strained do you think both the personal and business relationship with Oscar and Eddie is? It's not. They have no problem working with each other, right? And especially with Dana White being in the picture, they're going to gang up on him. I can guarantee you. Tobias, good to see you, my friend. Hope everything's well with you. God bless you, my brother in Christ. Good to see you, my friend. But guys, click the link. Join me. We'll chop it up. We'll talk about boxing. Guys, I have something else. Let's watch all together. Let's watch the Oscar De La Hoya Clapback Thursday this past week because it's very important. And let me know when you guys can see this, right? Okay, there it is. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. Hopefully it's not buffering too much.
Time for the only segment in boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursday. So something happened yesterday that the entire boxing community is questioning. The California State Athletic Commission held an under-the-radar hearing in which they voted to approve the proposed changes to the Muhammad Ali Act. TKO has been begging for these changes so they can fuck fighters over with their new league. Fighters and managers called into the first hearing back in September and expressed major concern about the changes being made to the act. So the commission said they would discuss it further in December. But suddenly, they voted and approved it yesterday, ignoring all public voices. I am so disappointed in them. It looks like MMA Players Association is so outraged that they're going to sue over this shady behavior, according to their comments on Twitter. Now, this is the same group who won a $375 million previous suit against the UFC for treating the fighters like shit. I mean, no other promoter has tried to change this act because there's no reason to. We believe in fair business. But you have these TKO scumbags who need it to change. I mean, look at their plans. Dana said openly that they will be honoring one belt, their own belt. They want to eliminate all other belts, the rich boxing history that comes along with the entire sport. They want to change the size and shape of the ring with their own rules. What the fuck is next? Tigers and lions chained to the fucking canvas?
Yeah.
I mean, Dana, look, he'll go to his buddy, President Trump, and have him push these changes to the Ali Act through.
Garbage.
So much for the American way. and the First Amendment.
No,
I
shut
guess
up.
it doesn't apply here. This is a huge red flag for fighters and managers because the writing is on the wall. TKO is actively changing legislation so they can openly fuck fighters over.
That's not it.
Fighters will be stuck in a dictatorship with no voices or rights as TKO takes all your money, just like the UFC has done. So Dana, you don't know shit about boxing. You don't give a shit about our history. You give less of a shit about the fighters. Your tiny t-shirt looks like shit, and everyone thinks you're a piece of shit. So Dana, fuck you. Now,
Oh gosh, that's enough, guys. Well, look, I'll say this, guys. You know that I've been the biggest critic within the business of boxing, right? And I've stated several times that something has to give. The fighters, and it's not entirely their fault. When promoters pay out inflated purses, it skews the marketplace, and it makes it very, well, put it this way, virtually impossible to make the best fights a reality, guys. That's the truth. And so Dana White comes into this saying, okay, this something has to give. And he's right. Something has to give. And I can guarantee you this. If Turki Al-Sheikh were using Oscar De La Hoya as his primary puppet promoter, Oscar would have gone along with this. Because let's just be honest, okay? And, Hawker Mustang, good to see you, my friend. He says, thank you, Al Heyman, because, yes, Al Heyman started this horrific trend. No one before him, at least not in quite some time, was guilty of inflating the purses of these prize fighters. That started this trend. And then Eddie Hearn continued, skewing the marketplace. Bob Arum has stated, hey, look, we couldn't keep up. This is why we couldn't cultivate the biggest stars of boxing again, because they skewed the marketplace. We couldn't keep up. Most of our budget was to appease these inflated purses. And he's right. And guys, we've been complaining about that for the last several years. So here comes Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh trying to come up with a healthy alternative to that and force the big reset, right? Now, I'm sure you guys have all been hearing about, oh, there's going to be a big reset in boxing. What do you think they're referring to, guys? It's this issue. Hey, you know what? Someone needs to bring back the marketplace to where it's not accounting for inflated purses. Someone needs to bring back the marketplace where it's paying the fighters what their market value dictates. Bob Arum was error for not signing with DAZN first. Well, look, he didn't have to. He was with ESPN. And yes, he overpaid Bud Crawford. And why did he do that, Hawker Mustang? To try and keep up with the inflated purses of Al Heyman and PBC. Remember, he had Tyson Fury, overpaying him as well. So Anthony Manzano says, reworking the Muhammad Ali Act so Dana can go ahead and fix the inflated purses and try to screw. Well, look, it's not screwing the fighters. Guys, it's just trying to put the market back in position to where networks don't lose money. Like, dude, there's no incentive This is why Top Rank is having a hard time finding TV dates, guys. Because no network wants to invest in boxing when they're guaranteed they're going to lose money. Because all the money is going to the fighters. It's absurd. Like, think about all the money that Netflix and Turkey Al-Sheikh paid Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, setting that very dangerous precedent. Look at Tank Davis getting $40 million rock to fight Jake Paul. Where else is he going to get that kind of money to fight a real fighter? And then you look at what Lamont Roach Jr. is going to make fighting Pitbull Cruz in San Antonio. No, dude, it's not Top Rank, brother. I think the TV execs see the ratings and see how much TV's. Dude, it's not Top Rank. And once again, this all started when fans were belly aching about the Showtime investment. Oh, yeah, it's a crap product, yo. No, dude, it wasn't. Too many pay-per-views, yo. No, it wasn't. Joe, but I thought you said Dana's bad for boxing. Mentalities, yes, he is. That's what I'm saying, guys. There has to be a happy medium. There has to be a happy medium, guys. Because Dana wants to screw these fighters out of their money. But we don't want to continue paying these inflated purses. Paying Devin Haney $10 million to fight Brian Norman Jr. Canine Bundridge, Part 2. Come on, guys. Rumors, Tank. No. He's getting $40 million. I know this to be true. Like, and look, understand that I'm the one who told you guys that he was done in this business, that he's going to retire after this fight. And that's why he's taking it. He's not interested. His heart is not in the sport any longer, guys. Anthony Manzano says, Joe, how would you fix it yourself if you had the choice? Very simple. I would sit these big babies who are anticipating and have grown to expect these huge inflated purses when they can't sell out my living room on a Saturday night. I'd say, hey, you can fight for realistic market value, or you can sit on the bench. Take your pick. And if they don't want to fight for what we're offering, then yeah, let them sit down. Because, guys, they don't even move the needle. There are only a handful of fighters that are genuine attractions. All these other clowns are just expecting a handout. There it is. Anthony says, where's the happy? Dude, you know what, dude? Just click the link, Anthony, please. So you can actually tell me face to face like a man. Eric Gomez says, Tank is afraid to be made a meme. But then, look, he doesn't care anymore, Eric. That's what you guys don't understand. He doesn't care. That's why he took this fight. He doesn't care. And guys, asking you shall receive. My nephew, Anthony Manzano.
Hey, Joe. I'm doing fine. Honestly, the reason why I'm asking that question is the happy medium seems a difficult line to walk because you have Dana trying to come in and rework the Muhammad Ali Act so he can come in and screw the fighters.
No. That look. Let's be honest, right? Oscar doesn't want to, and Bob Arum, this was the problem, doesn't want to say, hey, you know what? This is what we're offering. Take it or leave it. Because what was Tiafimo's answer for that?
complaining.
Yep. And what did he do when he didn't like their offer? He took it to purse bid. What happened? He ruined his career.
Yep.
Okay, Triller Fight Club won, and I'm referring to Teofimo Lopez when he was thinking he was being lowballed by Top Rank. What happened when he went to purse bid? He pushed it to purse bid. He didn't like the offer. What happened? Triller Fight Club won the purse bid. What happened?
The fight didn't work.
Yeah, they realized that they had bid way too much and the fight wasn't worth that much. And that he wasn't that big of a draw.
He's not Ryan Garcia. He's not
what happened? What happened? What happened after that? They pushed back the date like 5 times. What happened? They ended up pulling out, and Eddie Hearn won with the second highest bid. Right?
Yep.
And he staged it at the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden. What happened?
He didn't sell out.
Yeah, and Teofimo lost.
Yep.
Once again, guys, this is what I'm saying. Screw Dana White. He doesn't know shite. And we all know that to be true. And look, he's got his hands full with slap fighting, with UFC, and with Nick Khan having his hands full with Netflix and WWE. Like, honestly, guys, this is a train wreck already. This is a non-issue. What has to happen? Here's the problem. If a guy like Goldie, being the biggest promoter in America right now, right, says, hey, you know what? We're going to hold these fighters. We're just going to pay them market value. Where do you think they're going to go? They're going to go to Eddie Hearn, who's willing to overpay fighters still. That's the problem. All these promoters need to agree on saying, you know what? Enough's enough. We're not going to pay these guys over market value. So what's the difference in changing the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act and all the promoters agreeing, saying, you know what? We're going to hold these fighters' feet to the fire and say, look, you're going to have to show me something. If you want to get paid this much, you're going to have to sing for your supper, kid. You're going to have to show me that you're an attraction and you're deserving of this money.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you get all promoters on the same page, you're going to get an asshole like Eddie Hearn trying to overpay these guys to attract them to his promotional stable. And why is he doing this? Because it's not his money. It's DAZN's money.
Yeah, and this is where, honestly, Oscar, Bob, and Al, to a certain extent, need to partner up and make Eddie a pariah, because he's the one causing all this.
Oscar, wait, who?
Oscar and Bob partner up and try to make Eddie a pariah.
Yeah, good luck. Look. Here's the key, guys. The fighters, every promoter needs to be in on this. Every promoter has to agree, saying, look, enough's enough, guys. No. Teofimo fought. And he lost his belt to George Kambosos Jr.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, that was after the Loma fight, right?
Okay, so Daisy Sanchez asks, Joe, do you know the official pay-per-view buys for Backman versus Barrios? Yeah. It was only 120,000 purchases.
Even with Manny being somewhat
yeah, guys, that's why you didn't hear, you heard crickets when there was talk about a rematch. Because if there's any fight more deserving of a rematch, please let me know. But the reason why you didn't hear that, because it did nothing at the box office. It was great. They did a great gate because ticket sales were good and ticket prices were outrageous. But unfortunately, no one purchased it. Even on the strength of Fundora versus Tim Tszyu on the undercard. No one bought it. This is why you heard crickets in the rematch. This is why he's going after Rolly Romero. 120,000, Daisy. Thank you for being with us, sister. God bless you.
Yeah.
Eric Gomez says, Oscar can't go after Eddie. Both are on DAZN. Yeah, he can. He can say, look, dude, this is ridiculous. When are you going to realize that paying out inflated purses never ends well for the health of boxing? We need to get together on this. Because everything's fine in the UK. You don't have to pay out inflated purses. And he's not. If you notice, he's only paying out inflated purses to these entitled bitches in the American market.
Joe, would you say this started with Floyd, sort of?
It started
Like-
with Al Heyman.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the fighter that everybody's trying to copy.
Yeah, of course. Because Al Heyman gave him everything. This is the Canelo model that he adopted, right?
Yeah.
Canelo adopted the Floyd model. And he's like, look, I'm getting 80% on everything, including the beer concessions, the TV, everything. He's getting 80%. The
I
live
didn't
gate,
know that.
everything.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
and that's the problem, guys. There's nothing left over. And especially when the pay-per-view model is broken, guys, it's antiquated. Everyone steals the main event. Like, let's be honest, guys. How many people purchased Manny versus Mario Varrios?
I think
did any of
Daisy,
you guys
who
buy
said
this?
it was 120?
120,000. Yep.
Yeah, and
Did you
and
buy
just,
Anthony?
Huh?
Did you buy it?
no, I couldn't
Okay,
find
so
it.
Eric Gomez has the beat. I steal, you steal, we all steal. Look, I was one of the dummies that purchased it because I always support it. And once again, it's because it's my business. It's a tax write-off for me.
Yeah, and Joe, this is where I kind of like. I think this is why you see WWE moving away from the pay-per-view model, because they know they're gonna put all their big pay-per-views on either Netflix or free TV on ESPN. They're not
Well,
gonna
look
have
at Netflix. Look at Netflix right now. Look at the WWE on Netflix. They just took a dive in their
profit.
like Monday Night Raw. Yeah, it took a nosedive.
Wow,
It's down
really?
like 60%. Why is that?
Because not everybody goes there.
It's
to
football
watch.
season, brother. It's
Football.
football season.
Football season, yeah. Both
Dude,
college
on
and
Monday nights, everyone's watching Monday Night Football. Look, ask me if I were watching Monday Night Raw, and I'm a huge wrestling fan.
no,
Hold
you're
on.
gonna watch Monday Night Football.
Yeah, dude, I was watching the Bears with my brother Thomas Triber, and my brother Thomas is getting ready to host and do the ring announcing for the WBC Grand Prix in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Daisy Sanchez says, but do you think Canelo asking 80% is justified? Because he actually sells tickets? Yeah. But ask me if it's justified with all of these other clowns.
No, Tyson Fury's not
Ask
worth
me
it.
if any of these other guys sell tickets like Canelo Alvarez. That's the problem, Daisy. That's the problem. Anthony, you know this. So that's what's going on here, guys. That's what's going on here.
It's happening with Bevel. Like, I think it's either happening. Is it happening with Usyk or Bevel, where they're overestimating their value, trying to get it like who was it? And that was it Usyk that realized he wasn't worth, because he doesn't have someone in the heavyweight division to carry the pay-per-view buys. Joe,
Now you're going way back, brother. So Usyk had grown accustomed to these inflated purses, right? And when trying to put together the Frank Warren Tyson Fury fight, right? Usyk said, no, we're not going to do it. Because he didn't like Frank Warren's offer of $17 million to fight Tyson Fury the first time in England. So he said, screw that. I'm going to go back to, hold on, real quick. Winston Sanders, good to see you, man. Woo! I'm going to walk that out. Yep, Ric Flair, baby. And Eric Gomez says, Al Heyman gave Canelo everything to keep Canelo, and with PBC to have Canelo's name. Just, yep, that's right. And what happened? Canelo actually turned him down and took Turkey Al Sheikh's offer. You can't blame him. If someone's dumb enough to offer that kind of money, you can't blame the fighter. You cannot blame the fighter, guys. Jesus Sam, good to see you, my friend. Joe, BKB says they are talking to, whoa. BKFC says they're talking to Usyk. You think he dares bare knuckle? At his age, he doesn't have to. Where are they going to, dude, this is laughable, actually, guys. Where is BKFC going to come up with the kind of money that Usyk has grown accustomed to receiving? This is the problem, guys. When you pay out inflated purses, why isn't he fighting Joseph Parker on the 25th?
Because Joe himself is not a ticket seller.
And?
Neither is Usyk.
Exactly. Very good, Anthony. Dude, Anthony, I'm proud of you, man. You've learned a lot since you first started joining in this show.
Yep. No, because
my brother,
like you said, Joe, like it's hard. Overinflated purses are killing the sport, and also some of these fighters overestimating their value because of the overinflated purses too. Like I like Usyk, but he's not Canelo. I think Canelo to me is the only fighter if he can self-promote himself and fight as a free agent. I think Canelo is the only one that has that cachet to maybe Terrence Crawford.
That's it. And look, guys. Not even Tank is in that category. Like when you think about ticket sellers, big time mainstream and casual fan attractions, there are only two in the North American market at this time that really moves the needle. And that's Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul. I hate to say that. Tank Davis needs an appealing dance partner to move the needle.
In your honest opinion, Joe,
pay-per-views, how's the Lamont Roach pay-per-view compared to the Ryan Garcia one?
It was horrible.
Terrible. That's why
it was like an 80% drop. I think it was an 80% drop in ticket sales.
More than that. Both guys with farce bouts. Yeah.
So, Joe, in your honest opinion, you probably have promoted some of Bam's fights.
Yep.
In San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Does he sell out the Alamo Dome?
No, because the Alamo Dome seats 70,000 fans. It's a football facility, guys. It's huge.
Or does he sell out the Spurs Stadium?
Yes, big time. That seats about 19,000. Frostbank Center.
No, okay. Yeah, no. And this is where honestly boxing needs to. I understand why they do it in these big arenas, but these boxers are not gonna unless you have a good dance partner. These fighters need to be in a 19,000 seat arena.
Guys, look. And I know that Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach Jr., they're going to be fighting in the Frostbank Center, the home of the San Antonio Spurs, in a couple of months. But guys, ask me how much media showed up during the press conference.
5%?
None. Dude, why do you think no one was writing about it the next day?
No one cares.
No one cared because they're not big ticket sellers. Daisy Sanchez says Bam's biggest gate was against Estrada. Am I right? Yes. And it would have been much bigger if that had been in San Antonio. Where was that held?
Was that the fight he fought?
That was in Arizona. Why was that in Arizona and not in his hometown?
I don't. Eddie doesn't understand the
Exactly.
American
Eddie
market.
Hearn doesn't know shite about the American market.
He needs, honestly, Eddie needs to stick with what's it called, with the British market, and have Oscar deal with the American market. I don't know why he doesn't
No.
allow.
Look. They're two different promotional companies, Anthony. And so what they have to do is get together and say, enough's enough, guys. We are not going to pay out inflated purses any longer. Eddie, quit paying out inflated purses. But Eddie's going to do that because it's not his money. It's DAZN's money.
Can DAZN cut back his paychecks?
So listen, when Jerron Boots Ennis, when he signs a deal with Eddie Hearn, who's actually paying for the main event between Jerron Boots Ennis and David Avanesian? Who's paying that purse?
DAZN, not Eddie.
DAZN, not Eddie. It's not his money. That's the problem. And he's putting the network in a position to fail miserably.
How long
That's the
before you
problem,
think
guys.
DAZN? That's a question. How long before DAZN realizes that he's losing money for them?
Because their other sports are keeping the network afloat. Probably quite a while. Hey, Anthony, do you feel like singing?
Nope.
Come on, man. I got my guitar here, brother.
I don't have a singing voice, Joe. I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, Joe, what's your thoughts on Ace Frehley dying?
I'm sorry, what?
Ace Frehley died.
Oh, man. Yeah, that hurt my heart, man. Space Ace. Ace Frehley. He was one of my heroes when I was growing up. That really hurt my heart.
When I hear you play guitar, I hear some of his finger picking style.
Yep. Ace Frehley was one of my heroes. Not gonna lie, guys. Come on, let's sing a song, dude. Sing me Stairway, Anthony.
I don't know it really that well. You sing it. Can you sing like Plant, Joe?
Huh?
Can you sing like Plant?
Dude, I sing Plant. Come on now.
No, can you sing like him?
Can I sing like Robert Plant? Of course. Dude, I've got a 3.5 octave range. Dude, I love.
You can do his wail.
singing
You
Led
can
Zeppelin.
do that crazy wail he does.
Of course. I can even sing Triumph and Rush. The guys are gonna have to buy it. Oh, hold on. Sing "We on the Road to New Mexico." You know what, man? Thank you, Jesus, for saying that. That's my brother. That's my son Roshi's band, right? My son's band, Roshi. Joe, will you watch Predator Badlands? Absolutely not. There it is. Daisy Sanchez says, since the Mexican soccer team played there, Eddie wanted. See, this is how out of touch he is in the American market. Well, look, they're all Hispanic people, right? So that means they love Bam Rodriguez. No. So how different, Daisy, are the Hispanic Mexicanos in California from Texas?
Nothing different.
No, they're all different. I don't know what you're talking about. Mexicanos from Texas, they hate the Mexicanos from California. Like if Eddie Hearn were smart, he'd pit them together. He'd pit the California Baja Mexicanos against the
Tejanos.
Tejano Mexicanos. Like, dude, he would put together a fight card because we hate each other. And that's common knowledge if you're living in the American market. But how's he supposed to know that? He's a limey Brit. Limey bastard. Yes, Jesus M has the beat. California versus Texas is a rivalry. So, guys, someone needs to give the memo to Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, no, I have friends who live in Arizona. They say Chicharito is bigger than boxing, like in terms of the number one athlete in that state is Chicharito Hernandez. If you know who that is,
No, I
Joe.
have no idea who that is.
He's the Hall of Fame Mexican soccer player for the national team. He
Yeah, and I
played.
couldn't care less. I don't watch football. World football. I don't watch soccer.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. I think there's two different. It's like it's. I'm going to use a perfect example. The Dominicans in the Dominican Republic hate the Dominicans from New York. Is that how it is with the California Mexicans and the
Yep.
Texas?
That's exactly how it is. Now, look, the extent to my knowledge of football or soccer, rather, is Ted Lasso. That's the extent of my knowledge. I love Ted Lasso. That's like one of the greatest shows of the last 40 years, right?
Did you watch Welcome to Wrexham?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. It was a show about a British soccer team.
No, because I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I said, the extent of my soccer knowledge is watching Ted Lasso. That's it.
Yeah. No. So, like I said before, my comparison to the rivalry when it comes to boxing for Mexicans in California is equivalent to what you see with the Dominicans in the Dominican Republic and the New York Dominicans when it comes to baseball. Joe,
It's
that?
like the New York Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Like, how was Edgar Berlanga? How was he actually heralded on the island, Puerto Rico?
They don't take him
Do
seriously.
they consider him like Miguel Cotto and?
No, hell no. They never did.
And yeah, Felix Trinidad, Tito.
Nope.
Why not?
They feel the guy's a clown.
And they feel the guy is he's an American.
He's a wannabe.
He's a wannabe. Like Danny Garcia, when he tried to go there and Golden Boy tried to send him to Puerto Rico and compete in San Juan. How did that turn out?
It didn't go well.
Yeah, didn't go well. That guy's an American.
There's not really. It's weird. Why has Puerto Rico struggled to develop a naturalized Puerto Rican fighter like that's successful, Joe?
What do you mean? Felix Trinidad wasn't successful?
No. Outside after Felix and Miguel retired.
Well, that's a good question. Xander Zayas is doing pretty well. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It's because boxing isn't the commodity in the American market that it used to be. And that's the reason why we're talking about this, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't it the commodity that it used to be in the 90s?
Fans steal pay-per-views.
Yep.
They don't like.
And fighters.
Fighters are overpaid.
Dude, look how much these assholes are getting paid. And then they're talking about, oh, Dana wants to rip us off. Dude, you're ripping off the goddamn sport. Pardon my French. Forgive me, Lord, for saying that. Uh-oh. Daisy Sanchez says, because reggaeton music arrived, now they all want to sing. Yeah, okay. Reggaeton. Dude, that is the worst. Like, that's not even music, guys. Dun, 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 dun. It's bullshit. Like, how is Bad Bunny singing in the Super Bowl?
I can understand. For me, I can understand a guy like Romeo Santos singing in the Super Bowl, but Bad Bunny, really? I like Bad Bunny, but he's not a Super Bowl caliber.
Dude, he sucks.
Yeah.
He sucks. Dude, I'm sorry, dude. You remember when the Super Bowl used to feature guys like U2, Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty, Prince,
It
The
changed
Who?
after Beyonce came on.
Come on, guys. I'll take. Dude. Yes. It's crap. Guys, it's crap. It's not music.
It's very engineered.
Now I'm showing my age. I sound like one of those old guys. Yes, you call that music? Yeah, I sound like those old guys rattling their cane, right?
Yeah, no,
But
no.
it's the truth. It's like a dude.
Yeah.
He sold out the Alamo Dome when he played here. And it's crazy. When I saw footage of it, he was just singing, basically doing karaoke. You're paying this guy that much, and you're paying that much for tickets to see a guy doing karaoke? Yeah, Daisy Sanchez has the beat. Bad Bunny doesn't sing. I can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's terrible.
This is why I'm saying they should have chose a guy like Romeo Santos who can actually sing.
Look, they should have actually chose a real musician. They should have chosen a real musician, guys. Eric Gomez says Jay-Z is a Super Bowl town. You know what, dude? That would make a whole lot of sense.
Joe, I'm surprised. Like when he was alive, I'm surprised they didn't have what's his name? The big mariachi singer who passed Vicente perform at the Super Bowl.
Vicente Fernandez, yeah.
Yes. Or like Jose Juan Gabriel or something like that. Why didn't they have those guys ever perform in the Super Bowl?
I don't know, but I would take Vicente Fernandez in a heartbeat over Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, guys. Just look at the freaking name. Bad Bunny.
You need to hear his grandson, Joe.
Dude. Huh?
Joe, you need to hear Vicente's grandson, Alex. Sounds exactly like him.
Dude, if he belts out and pushes that kind of air, then yes, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I love me some Vicente Fernandez.
Yeah, no, and I think
Refugio says, if you nickname yourself Bad Bunny, you're probably gay. Look, if you're a fan of Bad Bunny, you're probably gay too.
Yeah, and
No.
and Joe, to be honest, I think when did the super engineer music start happening? Was it that the early 2000s or that happened in the late 90s?
When people started making cheaply produced music.
Yeah.
That happened actually in the early 90s. That's when record labels said, you know what, we're paying Metallica $13 million to record their follow-up to the Black Album. Something has to change. We're going to start investing in shittier music and lesser produced music like rap and grunge.
So that's how punk, like grunt, that's how bands like Nirvana came out.
Yep, and it ruined everything. So that's another story. That's another podcast, brother.
Hey, Joe, were you a big fan of Stone Temple Pilots?
I love Stone Temple Pilots, actually.
Honestly, my favorite rock singer of recent was always Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell? I love Chris Cornell.
Hey, Joe, I have to go. Thanks for having me on.
God bless you, Anthony. Have a good day, brother. Have a good night. Thank you for being here, man. That was my brother, Anthony. I tell you what, guys. Look, 11:11. It's a beautiful, beautiful time, guys. Very angelic, very spiritual time right now. 11:11. So, guys, look. I just wanted to show you guys that. I just wanted to say, Oscar, look, he is only complaining about Dana White and the alteration of the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act because he's not on board. He's not part of that solution, right? But he has to be obtuse if he thinks that boxing is doing just fine in the American market. Something has to change, and we've been telling you guys this for a very long time. Jesus Sims. That's hilarious. Bad Bunny, Vanilla Farce Talent, just popular. Yeah, that's about right. It's not real music, guys. Just like this isn't real boxing. I'm sorry. Boxers, ching out, man. Guys who are making $5 million a fight and they couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night. That's not acceptable. Dana White isn't wrong, guys, when he says there's no sustainable business model here. When guys who aren't attractions are making $10 million a fight, it's absurd. It's not sustainable. This is why Top Rank is having trouble getting another TV network deal. Something has to give, guys. And Oscar is delusional if he thinks that that's not a problem. He's not living in this planet, or he's delusional and doesn't want to face reality. Or he just hates Dana White that much. Because, guys, everything that we've been telling you and teaching you in terms of the business for the past several years has come to a head. Why do you think this is happening, guys? Because we're not the only ones to realize this. Something has to give. Oscar can clap back all he wants, but hey, come up with a better solution, Oscar. He can't. He can't. Oh, you know what? You're trying to screw the fighters. Really? Oscar's at Guadalajara. Look, he's going to have a hard time finding the next Canelo, guys, because they don't just grow on trees. Why do you think promoters have shifted gears and are putting on these circus events like the one we're going to see in November? Look at the fight in Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. And then look at the great fight card that's happening in Riyadh season that same month. Which one do you think is going to be more popular? I rest my case. Guys, thank you for joining me in this preempted version, this 1 hour version of WaraWeek Boxing. God bless all of you guys. Happy Saturday. And we will talk tomorrow evening after I go to 7 o'clock Mass. Yes. Guys, stay close to Jesus. We love all of you. God bless all of you guys. And thank you for joining me. And thank you for being a part of my Saturday night. Love all of you guys. Thank you for tuning into WaraWeek Boxing. Have a great Saturday night, everybody. Ugo. Hey, brother. How you doing, man? I was getting ready to close up shop. How you doing, brother?
Hey, good, Joseph. Yeah, I'm out here working. So.
Oh, you're
Listening to the show, though. Yeah, I'm always working. You know, like a real Mexicano, Joseph. You know, I'm working 7 days a week, 365, Joseph.
Right on, man. You're a real Mexicano, brother. That's what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean, it just comes
You're
with
not
the
a
stereotype.
Canelo fan. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not a Canelo fan. We're actually working. We actually contribute to society. We actually pay our taxes, etc.
Yeah.
You know the deal.
God bless you, my friend. I tell you what, dude. Look, I was getting ready to sign off because honestly, dude, I've had it. I've had it, man. With like we just showed earlier on the show, Oscar's Clapback Thursday, and he's getting riled up about the California State Athletic Commission favoring Dana White's suggestion of making alterations to the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act. But I'm like, what choice do we have? What
Yeah.
choice do we have? Like, dude,
Yeah.
all these clowns who aren't ticket sellers demanding ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah. The situation all around is shitty. I mean, regardless, one thing is for sure that it has to change. It can't. It can't stay this way for a long time. It's unrealistic. You don't bleed out money that way in the way that boxing is, and then expect to survive or have it grow in any way. It's just not possible. So
That's
I just don't know.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Because ideally, it's a pretty straightforward conversation, right? You mentioned it. You just tell the guys, look, this is what you're worth. Make something happen. I mean, that's the thing I hate about this generation of fighters, and why a lot of times when I've talked about it, objectively speaking, why I consider this specific batch of fighters, pretty like diluted in every aspect. And one of the things that stands out to me is there's not an urgency to like go on and put on a performance. I guess in a sense they don't necessarily have to anymore, but I don't even know where that comes from, because even the fighters that are active right now, they don't come from like like a silver spoon fed family or anything like that, or middle class, upper middle class. There's some out there, but not the majority are still relatively poor. So I don't get why they don't just try to be hungry and be active and put on shows, because I don't understand that. I never have, Joseph. I mean, we talked about it before. How do you expect to have that money or get that, like that Mayweather allure to your fights if you're not fighting? You just have to fight. You got to put in the work. There's no way around it. The problem is like,
Also,
as you the
go ahead.
problem is too, though. The problem is too that I think what's happening also is like these guys are just taking advantage of the situation. As long
Yep.
as as long as they're not forced to, they're gonna keep trying to get as much as they can. But it's a wrong way to go about it, though, because you have to think long term about your career. I understand that they're fighters, but their advisors should be the guys to say, look,
Look,
we gotta have a
look,
product. We gotta have
I've
put something on the
stated
table.
this. Look, I've stated this a million times on this show. The
Yeah,
problem with the current state of boxing is that it's comprised of thousands of sole proprietorships, and everyone is looking out for their best interests individually,
yeah,
and no one is looking out for the health of the sport.
yeah,
That's the
and
problem. I feel like
yeah,
I'm the Lone Ranger here, guys.
yeah. I know how you feel, Joseph. It's just me with the Canelitas. Same old one last man standing. Out there on the open, just behind enemy lines. I get it. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun but then realistically, what do they want to do then with their? If it's about investing in your product, if let's say the promoters or the people around them, if they see them as that, how is it that they expect to keep making money out of this? It's just not possible, man. The
Look,
bad thing
guys.
is, though, Dana's a bad guy. Dana's a bad person. He's not the right guy for the job either. He's just the only option
Nope.
that rose about.
And unfortunately, these guys like Goldie, guys like Oscar, and I love Oscar, man. Known him for a very long time. And he's a big fat pussy. He doesn't want to stand up and say, "Hey, look, guys, enough's enough."
Yeah,
You're not Floyd Mayweather Jr. You don't sell those kinds of pay-per-views, draw those kinds of ratings, or sell those kinds of tickets. So
yeah,
why are you demanding that kind of money?
yeah. And if you want to be that, then put it on. Then figure something out.
But once
Make
again,
something happen.
here's the problem. You cannot, there is no formula to create someone like Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Nah, you're right. Yeah, it's hard.
It's like, dude, it's not up to you. It's not
Yeah.
up to the fans. It's not up to the promoters. It's not up to the fighters. It's up to the fans. The fans have always been the real bosses of boxing. They're the ones who determine who the next big star is. Not the
Right.
promoters, not the fighters. And dude, you know it's bad when you have a guy like Tank Davis saying, you know what, this business sucks. I'm going to retire after this Jake Paul fight. In fact, that's the only reason why I'm doing it, because I hate this business. Why do you think he's saying that? If guys like Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya want to come up with a real solution, they need to ask themselves, why is a guy like Tank Davis saying this?
Mm.
Why is he saying he hates this business? Why is he saying that? That's the
Yeah.
million-dollar question.
Yeah, well, it's a tough business to be in for sure. Because that
You're
aspect
telling
about
me, brother.
popularity.
You're telling me I'm in this business.
No, yeah, I can tell from the outside. I'm the outside looking in, and I can tell it's a shit show. Especially now.
Dude, it
Yeah.
sucks ass. Like, even at the club level, we have guys that are like, oh man, I want 6,000 guaranteed for 6 rounds. Really? Based on what?
Yeah.
That's what someone needs to tell Devin Haney. Hey, wait a minute. You want $10 million to fight Brian Norman Jr., Canine Bundridge Part 2? And wait a minute, this is based on what? How many platforms have you actually made money for? Give
Yeah.
me a platform that he's actually made money for. I'll wait.
Yeah. You don't have to wait any more than a second.
That's
Those are
the
none.
problem. Dude, why do you
Yeah.
think Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson hasn't been announced yet?
Yeah. All the bullshit, right? Yeah.
Because
Especially
these
those guys.
assholes think that they're more popular than they are. They're
Yeah.
demanding way too much, and Turkey Al Sheikh is sick of it. That's why we're having to deal with this, guys. That's
Yeah,
the
and
reality.
and that's another. That's a wrong guy to kind of. He's not the guy you want to just piss off to or displease him. You know.
Look, Dana White said it perfectly earlier this week. He said, look, the only reason why we're seeing the best fights happen right now is because it's solely dependent on Saudi money, which is
Yeah.
not realistic market value. It's absurd. And something has to change because it's not a sustainable business model. So you tell me, what did he say that was wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that douchebag either, but yeah, he is right on that for sure. It's very
Dude,
obvious.
that's the problem. Dana White's a douchebag. But tell
Yeah.
me where he's wrong in saying that.
No. Yeah.
That's the problem. As much as I love Oscar, his Clapback Thursday is empty. It's empty, guys. It holds no water.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, until you assholes get together. Now I'm talking about the promoters, Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum, Goldie. Until you guys get together and put your foot down and say, look, we're not going to pay out inflated purses any longer, then the same problem's going to be happening. We don't care what the matchup is. We're not going to pay out inflated purses any longer. And if you think that's ripping off the fighters, well, then you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
That's
I also know I don't get that I touched upon it before that the same assholes that are actually saying that also about ripping off the fighters are the same guys that are streaming. Literally every single guy. I take note of this, Joseph. A lot of the people that say that specific comment, They don't even fucking pay for the fights or go to the fight. They don't even go to club level
Exactly,
shows.
brother.
So how is it that how the fuck are these dipshits saying that? Like how you have the audacity, the lack of presence of mind, it's a lack of self awareness to say stupid shit like that. It's just stupid, man. And it
Because at
doesn't
the
matter
end of
where
the day,
they
they really don't
reside.
know what the fuck they're talking about. Pardon my French, guys.
Yeah. No, yeah, they clearly don't. Yeah, that's why I don't even listen to those guys. They shouldn't even have a. I don't take them seriously, But it like what are they? Do they expect all this shit to just come out of thin air, out of nowhere? There has to be a
So
way,
I tell you what, we've already established the problem, guys. We've already
Yeah.
established the solution. So we're going to shift gears right now, and we're going to talk about boxing, actually, what's going on in the ring. Google, are you interested at all in what's going to happen with Tank Davis and Jake Paul?
Not really. Other than what you mentioned about him, this association that he's kind of done with the sport. I always agree with. As soon as you said that, it made sense to me. So the fallout. Who knows what? I think he's done. Obviously, yeah. I don't think he has
Look, it's
any more
funny when
ambition.
Lamont Roach. It's funny when Lamont Roach Jr. was talking about, oh, we're going to get this rematch, and I'm like, no, you're not, because I
Yeah.
know for a fact just by talking with people close to Tank Davis, he's done. He's retired. In fact, the only reason why you did as well as you did is because Tank Davis's heart was not in it, and he already had 1 foot in retirement.
Mm,
I know this to be true.
yeah, you're
Because
right.
think
That's
about
true.
this on a realistic, right? On a realistic fight, one where Tank Davis is focused. The guy who beat up and knocked out Frank Martin, that guy, how do you think he fares against Lamont Roach Jr.?
No, he puts him out. Yeah, he's Roach isn't that technically sound defensively. So he will put him out. He'll put him out cold. Probably the same way or similar.
Smaller guy moving up, doesn't have much
Yeah.
power, not that technically proficient, right?
No.
Not like is he any better than Frank Martin?
No, he's not. He's not. The narrative that came outside after that fight when he fought Roach when Tank fought him, people were saying, "Oh, well, that's Lamont Roach. He's technically sound. He's so good." Like nobody was saying that shit before the fight. Everybody
That's
said it
right.
after the fact, and I'm
He
sitting here
was
thinking,
a
this guy took
10-1
7
betting
years,
underdog.
right? And it took 7 years for him to put everything together, literally everything, and he's not
And
even
look,
that great.
and me knowing what I did, I told everybody on this channel that this was going to be Tank Davis's most difficult fight.
Yeah, I remember that, Joseph. Yeah, you are correct.
Adam Lopez, he called me up fight night, right? And Montequia, he said, "Hey man, this guy wants to bet me the under, right?" And I said, take it, because he's going to lose. This is going to prove to be Tank Davis's toughest outing because his heart's not in it any longer. You're going to see him struggle, and you're going to see him go the distance. And I told him that. I told everyone that the week of the fight. What happened? Guys, this is a mental sport. This is all mental. This is why Devin Haney is going to get knocked the F out by Canine Bundridge Part 2. Guys, Brian Norman Jr. isn't that good. He's got power, but he can't match ring IQ or technical ability with Devin Haney.
Yeah,
But
especially the way he's fighting now. He's not going to give him opportunities. It's going to be hard.
look, I'll say this. Brian Norman Jr., hey, you know what? Congratulations for being a belt holder. But you know what? You're going to get schooled on November 22nd, and it pains me to say this because I hate
Yeah.
Devin Haney. But dude, there's a reason why he chose this fight.
Yeah.
Because he sees the same things I do. This guy has power. But that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
He's going to outbox this guy. And he's going to make him look like the limited fighter that he is. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a very wide, unpopular, unanimous decision victory for Devin Haney.
Yeah.
That's why he chose this fight. And I know that's very unpopular right now, saying this, but it's the truth, guys. How many of these things do I get wrong?
Yeah. Not very often.
And once again, it's yeah. So guys, that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with this business. And unless Oscar De La Hoya can come up with a better solution, right? So let's go back. Well, anyway, I'm through with the business. So what would you like to talk about in terms of boxing? Did you see Paulie Malignaggi at BKB this evening or earlier today from the UK?
Did I see him?
Yep.
No, I didn't see him. What about him? What he looked?
Tyler Goodjohn. Oh my gosh, it was brutal. Like, holy shit, at 47 years old, Paulie Malignaggi won a split decision, and he was punished. His entire forehead was split open. Ugly. There surely has to be a better way to make a living than
Right.
that.
Yeah. Why did he come back in the first place? Yeah.
I will
Not
say this.
surprising, honestly.
Look, I will say this. Paulie, though, even though he's got pillow fists, has more balls than Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson combined.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the heart. Yeah, he does have heart. I won't doubt. Even though Paulie's,
and he still punished Tyler Goodwin. Or
yeah. Yeah, Goodrich.
Dude, it was like, if you haven't seen it yet, go look it up after this show. Look up that fight. It's brutal. And it just goes to show, like, even though Paulie Malignaggi is known for having pillow fists, right? No fighter's punches feel downy soft.
Yeah. Well, at least that was good. At least he put on, a show, some entertainment. That's positive.
Dude, at 47 years old?
Yeah.
And how much you think he's making? He's making a fraction of what Devin Haney's going to make.
Yeah, couple 100,000, right? I don't think he's making much.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't get why.
Problem, guys. Now look at that product. Now go and watch that fight after we convene, right?
Yeah.
And then come back tomorrow and say, you know what? These guys don't deserve to ask for this kind of money. When you look at what Paulie is willing to walk through and put his body through, and then these assholes are demanding tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
That's why we showed this on the outset. That's why we talked about this in the outset of the show. Something's got to give, guys.
Yeah.
Paulie Malignaggi, look at his face.
Yeah,
He got
cut
up, dude. And he actually won.
Yeah.
And these assholes like Devin Haney are, I risk my life every time dude, kiss my ass.
Shit.
Dude, you don't deserve shit. Look at what Paulie and Tyler Goodjohn did tonight. And then you want to ask for $10 million to fight Brian Orman Jr.? Oh, that's a big risk. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
You're not going to stand in the pocket and trade with this guy. And then you want that kind of money? There's something wrong, guys. And Dana White is not wrong for wanting to push the big reset button. T. Sanders, thank you for contributing to the channel, sir. He says, "Who's going to save Boxing Joe? Turkey damn sure can't with these purses." Why do you think he hired Dana White, T. Sanders? Why do you think he hired Dana White? Because he is a loss for words in the American market. Tell me, Ugo, how are we going to repair things in the American market?
Yeah.
If you're Turkey Al Sheikh and Sella, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean, you
Especially when
just
you have all the other promoters like Oscar and Eddie Hearn
yeah.
saying, "Oh shit, that's not realistic." Why? Why isn't it realistic?
Yeah. It's because it's ultimately it's too much money for a lesser product, and then the thing you just touched upon now, that's another aspect that I never enjoyed or liked. The guys that should be rewarded for, to have a better incentive to fight, they're never rewarded. Like how you just mentioned, if Bobby put on try to throw down like that, we should be promoting people like that. That's why I'm very adamant about the selection of fighters I choose to watch, Joseph. I
Dude,
choose to support.
it was amazing. Go watch Turkey
Yeah.
or Paulie Malignaggi versus Tyler Goodjohn. Watch that
Yeah.
main event. And it's hard to like get used to because it's in a triangular ring, right?
Yeah, it's
But
weird, right? Oh yeah, he fought at
yeah,
that, right?
but these guys are going at it for all 3 minutes of every round, and it's only 5 rounds of action for good reason because they're beating the snot out of each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can that guy make a fraction of what Teofimo Lopez is asking for Shakur Stevenson?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole shit's upside down, Joseph. The world's upside down. Left is right, up is down. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking the stupidity right now. That's what I'm saying. But that's why when I expressed to you before, there's a reason why I'm only really watching 20% of the active boxing roster, because I'm not gonna support the whole idiocy of that, man. I'm just not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna waste my money. I value my time greatly, and specifically, I'm not gonna give that energy towards them. I'm not. That's why I love watching Inoue. I support him. I watch all this shit in any way
Amen.
I can. If I need to buy, you know what I mean? Like Usyk, same deal. Bam Rodriguez, same deal. All these
We're gonna
guys, you know.
switch gears right now. I want to get your thoughts on Usyk's latest statement. And T. Sanders, thank you, brother, for contributing to the and for the channel. And if anyone else wants to contribute, there's my Cash App, guys, on the ticker. $WaraWeek via Cash App and God's Perfect Love via Chime. God bless you guys. And so I will say this. What do you think about Usyk saying, "No, I'm not going to fight Moses Italma. I'm not going to fight him at any time. I'm not going to fight him at all." What do you make of that statement from Alexander Usyk coming out today and saying that he's never going to fight Moses Italma?
That's surprising.
Yeah. That's why we're closing the show with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There has to be a reason for it, man. He should he should give the kid a shot. I mean, he still has to work his way up. I think Tama is he's going about it the right way. He's getting better. He's checking all the boxes for me, Joseph. He's getting better. He's putting on performances. He's setting himself apart. He's doing good. So I think down the line, if Usyk if he's still around, I would imagine he'd give him the fight. I don't see why not. But if he jumps the line, then I guess I guess what he means. But who else is there around in the heavyweight division right now that's has some buzz behind him? And it's not, and is also not artificially inflated like a lot of these these other douchebags too, like Joshua and Fury. So
Well, look, guys, I'll say this. And let me pose the question this way: is Usyk doing Moses Itauma a favor by not schooling the kid
yeah,
and hindering his career, or is he saying, I can't match athleticism? This is a young man's sport, and I can't match blow for blow with Moses Itauma. What is he saying here? Is he saying
yeah.
he's not going to hinder the next big star of the heavyweight division? He's not going to hinder his career? Or is he saying, no, I'm not going to go there because he's going to whoop my ass? What is he saying with this statement, Ugo?
Yeah, I think it's one of the two. Honestly, it's hard to say. I want to say he's saying that he might not be able to keep up. I think that's my because the kid has it all. At least on paper, he looks good. I could see. I mean, Usyk isn't a slouch either. I think when push comes to shove, even though he hasn't formally been tested in the ring, the guy has heart too. I commend the. I think if he had to throw down, he'll throw down. But at this point in time, that's the thing. I don't know where his mindset is at.
So
If he considers,
let me get it this way. Okay, let me ask you
yeah,
this way. What does your heart tell you?
my heart tells me. I think.
Moses would be
I
too
don't.
much for him at this time?
Uh,
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? So
yeah,
so
yeah.
so
It's tough.
now looking at Usyk's statement, is he doing the health of the sport a favor?
Yeah,
Or is he saying that Moses Itauma is just too good right now?
I think he's saying he's too good. Honestly, I
Really?
think he's saying. Yeah, I
You
think he's
do?
saying it's. I mean, in a way, he is looking out for the future. Because regardless, Usyk, he's got it. He does have it made. I think he's done all he can in the sport. There's nobody else to fight.
Dude, look,
So
in my opinion, Usyk, if Moses Itauma fought Alexander Usyk at this time, it would be way too much for him.
yeah,
In my opinion, that's just my opinion. He would be showing Moses Itauma things that he's never seen in the ring.
uh,
Like, holy shit, this guy's a southpaw, and this guy, I can't tell when he's going to get off. My athleticism can't overcompensate for this, can't compensate for this. Like, I don't even know where to begin. In my opinion, Usyk is looking out for the health of the sport, saying, I don't want to ruin this kid. His ceiling is so high, he's going to be the next big star of the heavyweight division, and I don't want to ruin him. In my
yeah.
opinion, that's what he's doing. And the reason why I'm saying this, have you ever seen Usyk back down from a challenge?
No, never. Yeah, you're right.
I rest my case.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to ruin the kid.
mm.
Now, would it be competitive? In my opinion, yes. Would he
it
beat
would.
Usyk? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it would be his hardest fight. I would say that much. I think considering the whole his past fights and the people that are active and the people that are actually getting better or doing something, yeah, Tama's the real deal. I think he's not a slouch.
But
He's
is
hard to
he
beat.
ready for Usyk?
Ah, not at this moment. It depends on when the fight happens. Also, for sure, at this moment, fuck no. There's no way. Nah, he can't. Too much
He's never
of
seen
everything.
anything like Usyk.
Yeah,
Never.
true. That is true. No,
Like
because
the
because
like,
because
dude,
the
think about Usyk. What's his toughest opponent been?
yeah, that's
Yep.
true.
Why do you think he turned down Frank Sanchez?
Mm.
Yeah. What did Moses Itauma say at the prospect of fighting Alexander Usyk? He said, "Look, it's a win-win for me. If I lose, it's not a big deal. I still have my future ahead of me. If I win, hey, I become undisputed."
Yeah.
So he's
It
already
become
talking like, "Hey, you know what? If I lose, no big deal."
yeah.
Usyk doesn't want to ruin the kid. And he knows this. He knows this, guys. Usyk is looking out at one of the few fighters who's actually looking out for the health of the sport. Saying, you know what? I'm not going to fight the kid. I'm not going to ruin him. Damn it. Thank you, Usyk. Because, like, think about it. If you stick him in the ring with Alexander Usyk, he's going to be befuddled. He's going to be jumping from the wading pool into the deep end of the ocean. That's a scary thing, brother.
Yeah. But I think that even now, as young as Tama is, he's game. I think he's not. Other fighters in that particular situation, yeah, I'd be more concerned. But the fight shouldn't happen soon. In 2-3 fights, he's not ready. I would
So right
say,
now,
2
Alexander
years
Usyk
from now.
38.
Yeah,
When do you suggest it happens?
when he's 40. Yeah, not anytime soon. No, there's no way. 5-6 fights, man.
Guys,
But I like the fight though, Joseph. I want to see the fight, so it'd be cool.
well, I tell you what,
But
we're gonna have to settle for something lesser. But I will tell you that's been announced. Um, Jared Big Baby Anderson, or no, Jarrell Big Baby Miller
Miller, yeah,
is going to be fighting Derek Chisora on the same night.
Ooh,
Honestly,
not bad.
I think Moses Itauma should be fighting Big Baby Miller instead.
Yeah,
So who
I thought.
the hell is Moses Itauma going to fight? Guys,
I
we've
don't know.
already announced it on this show. We've already announced it. It's
Yeah,
going to
the other.
it's going to be Huey Fury, guys. Before you've heard it anywhere else, I already know this to be true. It's going to be Huey Fury.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened? What was the other fight? Wasn't the other fight? Wasn't he gonna fight?
Pulev.
Yeah. What happened to that?
Dude, he's 44 years old. No one wants
Yeah.
to see that, dude.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, well, Fury is. I don't know.
Huey Fury is awkward enough where he's going to give him some rounds.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they're selected. And it's a guy who's never been knocked out like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, the other. Yeah, he's been.
He's awkward.
Right.
He's lost, but he's never been flattened.
Sparked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flatline. Yeah.
So that's why they're gonna pick Huey Fury, and I already know this to be true, guys. And you heard this before anyone else. Just like you heard Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios in the co-main event of Manny Pacquiao, Rolly Romero on January 24th. You heard that before anybody.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And Keith One-Time Thurman is upset about it. He's not in the co-main event. He's not in the main event. He's being buried on the undercard of Manny Pacquiao, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia in the co-main event versus Mario Barrios, and Keith Thurman, Sebastian Fundora is going to be buried in the undercard. And he's upset about it.
Damn.
Why is he upset about it?
The camps, Joseph. He has to start.
Yep, that's it. Because he doesn't think he can withstand another grueling camp in support of this fight. Oh, shit, they moved the date on me. Damn, I've got to do 2 back-to-back camps. That's why. Let's go back to this, guys. I want to go back to this. So, Hugo, who's going to say boxing?
Uh, who knows, Joseph? I honestly don't know this.
Guys, once again, here's the problem. We saw Paulie Malignaggi today. It was in the UK, so I saw it about 5 p.m. my time. Paulie Malignaggi just threw down with Tyler Goodjohn for the BKB championship in the middleweight division. And it was awesome. For 5 rounds, it was a war. And it was outstanding. And these guys are making pennies compared to these entitled bitches who are holding the sport hostage in the American market. So who's going to save boxing? Hugo? That's the problem, though, guys. And I just showed it to you.
Yeah.
Who's going to save? Is it going to be Oscar? Is it going to
No.
be Eddie?
No.
Bob Arum?
No.
That's the problem, guys. That's the problem. It's not the Muhammad Ali Act. That's not the problem. This is the problem, guys. Understand, we're not here just for our health, guys. We're trying to point out the real to you. We're in this business. We know what the problem is. So what's the solution, Hugo? These entitled bitches have to be put on the sideline, and the reset button has to be pushed.
Yeah, but it would be better if that was done without the Dana having to do anything with it, because
okay, so yeah, I understand that. And so here's the big issue, right? If you say, and if you agree with Dana White, and if you agree with everyone who is in favor of pushing the reset button, oh, you're a hater. You want to rip off the fighters. Really?
Yeah.
That's the problem. And so guys like me are like, no, we're not haters. No, we don't want to rip off the fighters. But we do want to keep them from ripping off the networks, which is in essence what they're doing.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, the hard reset is coming. There's no other way around it. It doesn't.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. And once again, there's no way around it. Something has to give. And do you think these fighters are going to say, oh, yeah, you know what? We care about the health of the sport?
No.
No.
No, even with the Dana situation, when you touched upon it earlier about the lawsuit that was won, even that took a long time, and even that they got kind of screwed at the end of the day. So if those guys, that were the only contemporary example of fighters trying to coordinate with each other, and it's just not, if it's left up to them, basically I say all that to say this: if it's left up to them, especially with this current batch of fighters, they're not gonna get anywhere. This guy's gonna ask for this, the other guy's gonna ask for that.
They're pointing, and once again, I commend Sean Zattel for pointing that out, but he's not pointing to the problem.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, well, you just had a lawsuit, a class action suit against you for ripping off fighters. Wait a minute, but you're sidestepping the real problem, the real issue. The real issue is, how do we get these fighters to fight for their fair market value? Again, how do you get them to do that? Because that's not unreasonable. Why is everyone making it seem like that's unreasonable?
Yeah, I think that a lot of them are speaking out of their ass, Joseph, like I said. So there's
Dude,
that.
no one knows. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
No one has a realistic solution for any of this. That's the problem. So we're telling you right now, guys, Dana White and guys in favor of what he's trying to propose, they're not being unreasonable. Here's the key. Come up with a better solution. And they can't.
Yeah.
What does Goldie say? What does Eddie Hearn say? Oh, that's not boxing. We want to be transparent. We want to show, yeah, we're all for transparency. Oh, hold on. Hawker Mustang says, did you see the interview with Polly and Ariel? Yes, I did. I commented on my last show. And there's nothing more to say about it. He took the high road, Polly did. And you know what? He's all for the fighters. And I'm usually all for the fighters. In this case, no, I'm not. Because they're being unreasonable. They're unwilling to fight for fair market value. What's unreasonable about everyone in the business asking fighters to fight for realistic market value? What's unreasonable about that, Ugo?
Yeah. Not much. You can't, especially if you're not putting on the performances or being entertaining. There's no way you can ask. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You gotta bring something to the table, and give a reason as to why people want to watch you. So it's
So
just
I will say this. Here's the solution. You guys need to start clapping back and saying, you know what? Screw this. I am not for guys like Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson Devin Haney asking for $10 million when they don't let their balls hang in the center of the ring.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing Paulie Malignaggi and Tyler Goodjohn throw down for 5 rounds for a fraction of what these guys are asking for?
Yep. But the problem is a lot of people don't think the way that way, Joseph. A lot of them are. That's why I made the decision I made, as I touched upon, right? But I only watch the guys that are putting on shows, and I only talk about them. But it's just a weird time, man. It's just like these
Look,
guys.
I hate to say this. Hawker Mustang, this is the rare time I agree with you. Boxing fans have been the most fleeced for the last 40 years. He's not wrong. He's not wrong, dude.
What is that? Fleeced? What does he mean? Fleeced?
It means jobbed. Didn't pull the wool over your eyes.
Oh. Yeah.
That's an old man term, Hawker. You're showing your age, brother. Well, look, I'll say this. And once again, we were supposed to go like 45 minutes ago. But I'll say this, man. Ugo, always a pleasure chatting with you, my friend. Any parting shots regarding the future of boxing?
Well, it's only gonna get worse before it gets better. The hard reset is imminent. I've been trying to tell all these people for a long time. That's why I don't support any cults. Doesn't matter if it's the Canelo lovers or the Floyd people or any other person. That alone affects the sport greatly. People just don't register it in their brains. They just overlook it, and then now we have the shit show we have. I think that cult of personality is also part of the problem. But I mean, I'm gonna continue to interact with the sport the way I am. I'm only gonna watch the guys and pay for the guys that are actually doing something. That's how I've always. As much as a lot of people in this community, especially in the YouTube sphere, they think I'm a piece of shit for what I've said. I mean, I do say, I trust me, Joe. I behave. I'm on my best behavior here, Joseph. But outside of this, the times I've interacted with these guys, I'm ruthless in there. I'm a savage. But that's the reason why. Because now you see the effect of this sheepish weirdo mentality, asking for more money, talking on Twitter. They're fighting more harder on Twitter than they are on the fucking ring. I mean, it's just cut and dry. It's pretty obvious. But that being said.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on, dude. With that said, guys,
Yeah.
stay on the line. I'm gonna show you what I aired in the beginning of the show, and once again, tell me where Oscar is actually coming up with a solution rather than just trying to tear down what Dana White is proposing, right?
Yeah.
Tell me where I'm going to show this to you again, guys. So in this, I want you to look for a viable solution that Oscar de la Hoya is proposing rather than this, right? Okay, now check this out, guys. Here we go. Ready? Let me know when you guys can see this. Okay, let's see. All right, here we go.
Time for the only segment in boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursday. So something happened yesterday that the entire boxing community is questioning. The California State Athletic Commission held an under-the-radar hearing in which they voted to approve the proposed changes to the Muhammad Ali Act. TKO has been begging for these changes so they can fuck fighters over with their new league. Fighters and managers called into the first hearing back in September and expressed major concern about the changes being made to the act. So the commission said they would discuss it further in December. But suddenly, they voted and approved it yesterday, ignoring all public voices. I am so disappointed in them. It looks like MMA Players Association is so outraged that they're going to sue over this shady behavior, according to their comments on Twitter. Now, this is the same group who won a $375 million previous suit against the UFC for treating the fighters like shit. I mean, no other promoter has tried to change this act because there's no reason to. We believe in fair business. But you have these TKO scumbags who need it to change. I mean, look at their plans. Dana said openly that they will be honoring one belt, their own belt. They want to eliminate all other belts, the rich boxing history that comes along with the entire sport. They want to change the size and shape of the ring with their own rules. What the fuck is next? Tigers and lions chained to the fucking canvas? I mean, Dana, look, he'll go to his buddy, President Trump, and have him push these changes to the Ali Act through. So much for the American way and the First Amendment. I guess it doesn't apply here. This is a huge red flag for fighters and managers because the writing is on the wall. TKO is actively changing legislation so they can openly fuck fighters over. Fighters will be stuck in a dictatorship with no voices or rights as TKO takes all your money, just like the UFC has done. So Dana, you don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit about our history. You give less of a shit about the fighters. Your tiny t-shirt looks like shit, and everyone thinks you're a piece of shit. So Dana, fuck you. Now remember, kids, you're never a hater if you only speak the facts.
Okay, that's enough. So, did Oscar talk about a viable solution to save boxing in the American market? And I'm going to pull this one up once again because T. Sanders, my brother, thank you for contributing to the channel. So, once again, did Oscar say anything about saving the American market? No, he was just shitting on Dana White, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was just same old Oscar. A lot of people that Dana's not really liked, so I don't like that piece of shit. But whatever, I get it. but no, Oscar, no resolution there. There's nothing other than I don't know what he was trying to get at after the fact because he's telling us everything we know already. We don't need a a summary of what the fuck's going on. We can clearly, even I'm
Bro,
outside the.
he's
I'm
just
not even.
glossing over. Oh, they're trying to fuck the fighters. But what does that actually mean? The fighters who are already screwing everyone involved?
Yeah,
Like, who is he protecting?
yeah, because as you mentioned, there's more fighters that are like the Shakors and other people that are asking for too
Yep.
much money. There's more of those guys anyway, so
Yep.
everybody else
And
is
there
part
are
of it.
so few of them that actually sell tickets. Like, think about this. Is Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua asking for $100 million apiece for their fight in the UK in 2026? Are they being unreasonable? No, because they actually sell tickets. That's going to be a massive fight. But how about Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson? How about Devin Haney versus
Yeah,
Brian Norman Jr., Kanon Bundridge, part 2? How about Benavidez versus
yeah,
Anthony
it's
Yarde?
atrocious still.
How about that?
Yeah,
Guys, you can count on one hand how many legitimate attractions boxing has at this time.
yeah.
Did Oscar address any of that?
No, he never does, honestly. I mean, I
No.
enjoy some of the shit that he says. It's funny, but he never really has an alternate or a way. He's not pushing a way. He's not doing anything.
He's
Whatever.
being a pendejo. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. He's being a
yeah,
pendejo. Yes, he is. And once again, he's appeasing to the fight fans who don't know shit. But I can say this with great certainty that all of my brothers in the chat, they know better. You know
yeah.
better, Hugo.
Probably. Yeah. I like to think I do, but
Well, dude,
yeah,
well,
I
look,
wouldn't be.
you've been tuned into this channel long enough that I hope you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, according to yeah, to other people I don't, but yeah, right. It's pretty cut
So
and dry.
let
It's
me ask
not
you something.
rocket science.
Let me ask you something. Not to toot my own horn, but when's the last time you tuned into the Boxing Voice and said, "Oh my gosh, this is a really intelligent argument and discussion"?
No, that's why I'm here, Joseph. We just spoke about this before. I don't entertain that idiocy, that shit show of fuck no. There's nothing. Yeah, there's
You're
not much to
never
talk
going to
about there.
learn
They're
anything on that.
morons.
You're
Fuck
never
no.
going to
Yeah,
learn anything on that channel.
right. That's why I'd
Never.
rather be here. Because honestly, even though in passing, I've learned so much from the first time I saw your show and I interacted with you. Even before that, I was like, oh, who's this guy? Yeah, this guy's talking some real shit. Yeah, it's interesting. You bring some value, Joseph. I always recognize your value. For the
Thank
record,
you, my
we
friend.
we
Appreciate
obviously don't agree on everything, and we're fundamentally different people. You're a better man than I am. I'm a lot more. This is my lived experience. But yeah, you bring a lot of value to the community. That's why I don't understand any of that bullshit, man. I'm tired of it. I know what it's about, and it's a fucking nothing burger. It's just a waste of time, man. Fuck that. It's, yeah,
That's it, guys. It's a nothing burger. It's a waste of time, and we don't engage in that kind of discussion. And so I will say this, in that Clapback Thursday, Oscar did nothing to propose an intelligent solution for the problems with boxing in the American market. That's a problem. When a promoter is just being a hater and not proposing a solution, like you have to scratch your head and think, wait a minute, is Dana White onto something? Wait a
yeah,
minute, why didn't he propose a solution? All he did was just try to hate on this, and he's not proposing a solution to make things better. That's a big red flag, guys. So anyway, that's where we're going to end it, guys. So if you want to contribute to the channel, Once again, thank you, T. Sanders. You can do Cash App, which is $WaraWeek or God's Perfect Love on Chime. There you go. God bless all of you guys. Ugo, your parting shots now for our listening audience, seeing that we're almost 2 hours in and it's 1 a.m. almost on the East Coast.
Yeah. Well, good talk as always, Joseph. All the people listening, support the fighters that are actually doing something with the sport, that actually give back. There's obviously, the names. There's only very few people that are giving us what we want. Let's focus on that. Obviously, I'm not going to force anybody to, because I've been at this for a long time. You got certain people want to just have this lame interaction with the boxing, with the boxing sphere. So yeah, just support the guys you want to watch fight that are actually doing something. So that's it. That's the last thing. Appreciate your time, Joseph, as always.
God bless you,
See you
Ugo.
around.
Thank you for being here, my friend. And
Take
we'll
it
be
easy.
back on the air tomorrow night when we see how the 5 judges, dude, we didn't even go into this. Like in 2 hours in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the WBC Grand Prix, they're going to try out for the first time 5 judges at ringside. And they're going to see if that makes a difference.
Wow. Yeah, right.
5 judges at ringside.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk all about that tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how that turns out, Joseph. Hopefully, the issue's never been the numbers. It's been the issue's always been the quality of judges, not the numbers. But cool.
Yeah, and
do
you think adding 2 more is going to help?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, the quality, Joseph. That's the key.
Guys, once again, we're here to point out the flaws and to introduce solutions. Guys, unlike Oscar, we like to introduce solutions. We've already told you the solution to this problem, right? Understanding the scoring criteria. We're going to go over that tomorrow. Ugo, I hope you join us tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, we'll do. Just
God bless you, brother. Guys, on behalf of Ugo, as well as my nephew, Anthony Manzano, guys, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to WaraWeek Boxing. Have a great evening, everybody.
W.A.W presents Big Time Boxing USA on W.A.W Radio.